Welcome back from the ad break, and let's continue with our lesson. So our next focus for this lesson is going to be the lowest common multiple, that is the LCM, and we are going to find this using prime factorization. So we are going to find the LCM between 10 and 12 using prime factorization. The first thing that we're going to do is to start by writing each of these numbers as its prime factors. So we already know how to do that. When we're looking at 10, the factors of 10, that is 2 multiplied by 5. And 2 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number. So this means I've represented 10 as my prime factors. The next number is 12. So we know that 12 is 4 multiplied by 3. But because 4 is not a prime number, we need to break it down even further, and that will be 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 still gives me 12. So how do I find the lowest common multiple using prime factorization? I am going to list all the prime factors that I can see. So this means that, remember, our focus is on the prime factors. Which prime factors can I see here? Without repeating any prime factor, I have my 2, and I have a 3, and I also have a 5. But I do not just list these prime factors. I have to take from each of them the one with the highest frequency, meaning the one that appears the most. So if we look here, the 2 appears once, the 5 appears once. So the 5, that's fine. We can just leave it as it is alone. But when we look at that second block there, the 2 appears twice. So that means I need to also make it appear twice there. So that is 2 multiplied by 2. I'll just write that properly so that there's more space. That's 2 multiplied by 2. Why? Because the 2 appears twice here. And we said we are taking one with the highest frequency. And then the 3 only appears once, so we're only going to multiply it once as well. And when I multiply all of those numbers, that is 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 5. Do you know what that answer is? Yes, if you are thinking of 60, you are absolutely correct. This means that the lowest common multiple for 10 and 12 is 60. Let's continue with finding the LCM using prime factorization. So this time, we are finding the LCM between 180 and 124. Again, let us start by listing the prime factors for each of these numbers. So 180 is 2 multiplied by 90. But then 90 is not a prime number, so that is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 45. We are going to break it down even further, and we are going to say 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 15, right? And then again, the last time, we are going to say 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, and when we break down 15, that is 3 multiplied by 5. You are going to do the same thing for 124, and you are going to see that 124 actually comes from, that is 2 multiplied by 62. And because 62 is not a prime number, we're going to break that down even further, and that is going to be 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 31. And if you look at all of these numbers, they are actually all now prime numbers. 2 is a prime number and 31 is a prime number. So that means we have represented 124 as its prime factors. How do we find the lowest common multiple again? Remember, we are going to list all the prime numbers that I can see, and we are focusing on this last one where every number is a prime number, and this last one where every number is a prime number. Which prime numbers can you see there? That is our 2, and that is our 3. Then we have our 5, and then we have our 31. But remember, because we are looking for the one with the highest frequency. If we look at that block there, we have 2 2's, and even here we have 2 2's, so we are only going to multiply the 2 twice, or by itself once. And then we also have the 3's, and the highest frequency there is 2 of them. So we are going to add that multiply by 3 as well. There's only one 5, so we're only going to multiply it once, and there's only 131, we're only going to multiply that once. When you punch that all into your calculator, that is going to give you an answer of 5,580. And that is the lowest common multiple for 180 and 124. Let's move on to the last point of our lesson, and that is the highest common factor. So still, we are going to use prime factorization, but it is going to be different from how we find the LCM. Firstly, we are going to start off the same, and that is by listing the prime factors of each of these numbers. So we already know that 10 is 2 multiplied by 5, and we already know that 12 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So what do we do different when it comes to the highest common factor? We are only going to list the common prime factors. So remember, with the LCM, we were listing all of them that we can see, and we were choosing the highest frequency. Now we are listing the common one, and we are choosing the lowest frequency. So first, look at the lists, the two lists, and find the common ones. So the common ones that we can see from our list is just 2. Then after we list the common ones, we are looking for the lowest frequency. And the lowest frequency here, we can see that here it only appears once, but here the 2 appears twice. And the lowest frequency there is just once, meaning we leave it as it is. It means that the HCF for 10 and 12 is just 2. Okay? Let's look at some more numbers for the highest common factor. Now we are going to look at 180 and 124. But this time we are looking for the highest common factor. So if we remember, what were the prime factors of 180? So that was 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. And then when we listed the prime factors for 124, that was 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 31. So remember what we are looking for from this list? We are looking for the common prime factors. So which ones can you identify as common, meaning they appear from the prime factors of 180, and they also appear from the prime factors of 124. Have you identified the common ones yet? Yes, the common ones are just the 2. But remember, we are looking for the ones with the lowest frequency. So when we look at this list, the 2 appears 2 times. And when we look at this list, the 2 also appears 2 times. So it seems here that the lowest frequency is 2 times. That means I need to multiply with the 2 again, because I've chosen 2 as the common one, and I'm multiplying it by itself once because the lowest frequency is 2 times. So what is 2 multiplied by 2? That is a 4. This means that the highest common factor between 180 and 124 is going to be 4. So that is the end of our lesson. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.